What's up, good people? It's your boy Jay Free coming back at you again. Like I say, back just trying to address issues that's concerning our communities. You know what I'm saying? Trying to come up with solutions as well as addressing issues. It's a lot of things that's been going on around us. Uh, I mean, it just continues to happen. Um, Most recently, of course, along with all of the killings and murders and all of the trespasses and violations, on the general public and our community as more so than others. Um, but along with that, now we done had, what happened at the college campus in Oklahoma, where, what was the fraternity, the SAE, singing the songs, and the problem I got with that is just simply, is really it ain't no need to be surprised. I mean, when information comes out um, about songs like or like the Donald Sterling thing, with the Clippers basketball owner, when he came out with how he felt when he the girl released the text or whatever about him talking about brothers and stuff. So it's like when all this information come out, I mean, why do people act surprised? You already know how they feel behind closed doors. We not new to the system. We've been black all our lives, so we know the things that we deal with and that we face regularly. So to act like this is something new and like we surprised when we see it, that's the thing that baffles me. Ain't no need to be surprised at what's going on, man. We already know what's going on. And as our people are coming, alive and are waking up, you know what I'm saying? Now that it's more of us that's conscious, it's more of us that's aware of what's going on. This is why we got to begin to build the front. We got to begin to come up with community. We got to come up with solutions to address the problem, because the problem is everybody acting like they surprised at what they see going on. But we know what's happening. It's been happening, and it's obvious that it's not going to change by normal circumstances or normal means. It's obvious that the change is not going to come by marching. It's not going to come through protesting. It's not going to come through talking. It's obvious that the change is going to come through other forms and disciplines. And so there's no need to act surprised. There's no need of that. And so one of the things I'm addressing today that I wanted to talk about is, we claiming to be conscious. So you conscious, huh? You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I'm conscious, I'm woke. Finding out that Jesus, is a falsity the way it was taught to us, at least. Finding out, a lot of truths that have been hidden underground and that we've been lied to. Just finding those things out alone don't make a person conscious. You know what I'm saying? You can be, there's one thing to be sleep, but then there's another thing to be a sleepwalker. You see what I'm saying? To be completely sleep means you just completely out of it. You just gone. You in the bed, you gone. You're on the couch, wherever. But to be sleepwalking means that although you're unconscious, you still up and active. You see what I'm saying? And so it's a lot of folk out here that's claiming that they're conscious, but they really sleepwalking. And I'm saying this, as I've said before in the video, this thing was new to me. I came through this just through divine revelation and my quest for truth, through my own personal journey, which I'll share again at another time, because we addressing issues right now. And so when I came into this, I was really awakened. My eyes are open to what's going on, to the enemy that lies before me. My eyes are open to, each strategies to protect and defend myself. I'm conscious. You understand what I'm saying? But I became a conscious because I'm awake. And awakening is something that happens within the individual. And awakening is not something that you claim just because you got a couple ideas and now you sleepwalking, because you're not in the bed no more, but you sleepwalking. And so many people using consciousness is like a cliche. And I'm a former preacher. So when I was in the church, for an example, people use Christian as a cliche. You know what I mean? People would say, I'm a Christian, but did no activities or actions, therefore nowhere near, that which was, mimicking of Christ. but they would call themselves Christian based on having a little bit of information. And it was a cliche statement. And we know these cliches. We know plenty of people that got all kind of cliches. I'm this, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. And so the same thing is with our conscious community, because so many people claiming that they conscious and they ain't even woke. The word conscious itself means what? To be awoke, right? To be, man, I got a Webster. Let me see, man. Consciousness. This is the 11th edition, and I looked it up earlier, so it's marked. Yep, highlighted and everything. Conscious. Perceiving, apprehending, or noticing with a degree of controlled thought or observation. To perceive, apprehending, or noticing with a degree of controlled thought or observation. Having mental faculties undulled by sleep, faintness, or stupor, awake. So when we claim to be a conscious, in the dynamic, in which we speaking of it, we're talking about understanding what we're up against: racism, white supremacy as a dynamic system, power structure, as Dr. Francis Cress so eloquently teaches. As we talk about the different levels and rules that are addressed through RWS, and as we begin to understand these things and we begin to analyze and go in and dissect and break down, so we have better understanding of what to do and what we're up against, as we do these things within the conscious community, it also should govern our actions. You see what I'm saying? For me to be awake is for me to act differently than if I'm sleepwalking. Say for instance, a person who's a sleepwalker who kills somebody or does some other kind of, vile or vicious act while they're unconscious sleepwalking, and they go to court and they beat the case because they were sleepwalking. You see what I'm saying? They were unconscious although they were active. And this is where we are when we claim to be conscious and we're not. But when you're actually awake, now you're responsible for your actions. So when we claim to be conscious and we understand the rules of racism, white supremacy, and that our war is psychological, and when we understand this, that means now I have to look at my brothers and sisters who are asleep and sleepwalking, and now I have to treat them with a different, I have to approach them and treat them differently, because I have to be aware that they're not as awake or conscious as I am. So I can't destroy them, in the state that they're in. I can only continue to try to wake them up. That means plant and water the seed to grow. You know what I'm saying? That's what I have to do. I have to also be conscious of my actions. Watch where I spend my money. Watch how I attain money. Make sure, it's a lot of things that come into play with this. I don't need to explain them. Nobody's ignorant or stupid. But when we claim to be conscious as a community, we got brothers out there like Tariq and Umar, and we got people that claiming to be conscious that are destroying and trying to tear these brethren down instead of helping build them up. Whatever the vials or whatever issues that you have against these brethren, you need to be able to handle it and address it in secret, as opposed to trying to destroy and tear them down. I saw a post a couple months ago. Like I say, I was exposed. So I ain't been out here. But when I saw this post, it was talking about Umar, and it was saying he wasn't a real psychologist. He wasn't a doctor. He didn't have the actual credentials, blah, blah, blah. And me personally, my first thought was, what difference do it make, man? Have you heard this man speak? Have you heard the issues he've addressed? Have you seen the things that he's tried to contribute within the community? He a doctor in my eyes. Why does the white man credential, or the credentials of the system, should I say, why should that have to be what substantiates or validates this man more so than his actual actions? Nothing can validate you more than actions, man. You see what I'm saying? And so these are things that happen within our community. But people claiming to be conscious. And then they knocking Umar, talking about how he anti-gay and feminist and blah, blah, blah. And my personal opinion again that I'll throw out there, not jumping on bandwagon, but again, when we claim to be awake and conscious, we have to address that. We can't allow emotion to be our driving force. We have to use logic and sense. You see what I'm saying? And so we have to, at the end of the day, allow truth to be the ruler. And we can't allow what I feel and what I want to be the ruler. And because I may be a lesbian feminist, you see what I'm saying, or a gay male, you know what I'm saying, now I want to bash him because he against me. I got to check within myself and see what I'm dealing with and deal with them issues. You see what I'm saying? That, like I say before in my videos, you don't heal a crackhead or an alcoholic by trying to take the bottle from them or take the pipe from them. You got to address the deep-rooted issue as to why they continue to go back to the substance even when they get freed from it. You see what I'm saying? It's a psychological warfare. And so the same thing it is over here. This is how we, you understand, have to address our issues. You see what I'm saying? We can't come at each other and we can't try to overcome the ills that we facing by trying to take the bottle away. You see what I'm saying? We got to address the things head on. And so we got people that's mad at him for expressing truths. You know, as a professional who have dealt with these things, and he expressing his opinion, but he's also expressing his actual, you know what I'm saying, findings through practice. And I say this as a former minister who have counseled, ministered, and mentored as well in my experience, as well as being a psychology student. My experience as well has been very similar when it comes to homosexuals within our community, whether it be gay or lesbian. And the point being, whether people like it or not, is they have done nothing for us as a community. All of these movements have been made to take the shadow or the view off the actual issue, which is black civil rights, black freedom. You see what I'm saying? But as we address feminist rights and gay rights and lesbian rights, you see what I'm saying? We get the issue off. They've attached those things to civil rights, and they're not civil rights. We as a community are in lack, and nobody's paying attention to what's going on. So, like I say, addressing this, people claiming to be conscious, but tearing each other down instead of trying to build one another up. Another thing is, nobody, please, even if it's in secret, I don't claim to be nobody. I'm a nobody brethren, but I'm not ignorant by any means. I just don't have a platform nor the financial backing that some of these other brethren have. But believe me, man, the knowledge runs thorough, and this thing is not a joke. And I say that because even if somebody doing something in secret, please notify your boy. Jayfree, JAYFREEICEE at gmail.com. That means J is free because I can see. I'm not blind. At gmail.com. Please hit your boy, even if it's in secret. I need to be a part, because I don't see it happening, and we as a community have to start talking about panels, boards, committees, something where we begin to come together and start grouping and organizing. And I'm talking about on a major scale. And see, but this is what, like I say, why people claiming to be conscious and not understanding to be awake means to be awake, to perceive. What was the word I said? What was the word they said? To perceiving, apprehending, or noticing with a degree of controlled thought or observation. Controlled thought or observation. You see what I'm saying? And so we have to be conscious, man. It's not cliche. I can't say it too many times. It's not a cliche word. To be conscious is a way of life. To be awake means I'm conscious, I'm awake. It's 24/7. That means everything that you do, everything in your life evolves around the knowledge or understanding that you now have. But like we said before, when we compare it to the Matrix, you understand what I'm saying? Just as in the Matrix, remember once Neo crossed over and woke up, living life with knowledge was different than it was before you had knowledge. Before we had knowledge, you could be comfortable living a lie without being aware of what the truth was. But once you became aware of the truth, it became hard. They was eating soup in a can and living on the ship and running and hiding. You understand what I'm saying? It became more difficult. You see what I'm saying? In that aspect. But the prize at the end, meaning attainment of knowledge to overcome the enemy altogether, that was far greater than of of a reward than the risk it was there. But remember, I can't remember the brother's name, the white man in the movie. I can't remember who he was, his name. But if you've seen the movie The Matrix, the first one, the one white dude who he said, man, I know that this steak or this burger, I know it ain't real, but shit, it tastes good. And he sold them out. You know what I'm saying? He the one told them agents where they was at and where they was hiding because he just wanted to go back to the faith. That's how real it is out here and how much people fight this truth and people don't really want it because it's not easy out here. That's not easy on this side, being blackballed and your family turn on you and don't talk to you and not having communication and having everybody looking at you and thinking you crazy. This thing ain't easy out here. You understand what I'm saying? But that's the consequence to being awake. You can't, once you awake, how can you go back to sleep once you awake? Once you know, you know. And there's nothing you can do about it. So this is what we talk about. So you claiming to be conscious, huh? Is you really awake? I'm challenging my community and challenging people. Man, wake up for real. Start showing love and brotherhood and sisterhood so that we can come together for real and unite. Like I say, holla at your boy. I'm trying to get on, meet and link up with people. I need a platform. I also need other people that I can network with. So because I'm not a talker. You see what I'm saying? Words mean nothing. You see what I'm saying? And that's the other point I wanted to hit on real quick because I'm not a talker. I'm a doer. You see what I'm saying? And I find that we got this backwards thug mentality. You see what I'm saying? Within the hood. And what I mean by that is, I'm not a thug by no means. I'm not a gangster by no means. But I come from the streets. And there was a point in time where I was the scariest Negro on the block. You see what I'm saying? Run from anything and everybody. But through life situations and circumstances, I've been forced to have to do things and have to be in situations where it challenges you and it brings something out of you that you don't even know is within you. You see what I'm saying? And so I learned who I was. But even in learning who I was, now I've got a power that's under control because now I know that I can mess you up and not be scared to know that I can mess somebody up. But I'm still the same humble, take anything from anybody kind of cat because it's not worth it to me. You see what I'm saying? It's not that I can't whoop your ass, excuse my French. It's just the fact that most people, how many people gonna really take a ass whooping and not want to come back shooting in nowadays society? You see what I'm saying? So it's not worth it to me because I don't want to kill none of my brethren and I don't want my brethren to kill me. And I just say that because this is the point I'm addressing, this backwards thug mentality. But now when it comes to this shit we talking about now, when we talk about the rights of my people and my community being set free and my kids having a better future than the past and the present that I have had and seen as a black man in this shit, when it comes to that, I'm willing to die, baby. We go to the ends of the earth for this thing. You see what I'm saying? Now, that's what I'm willing to ride or die for. And I say this because cats out here claiming to be thug and claiming to be hard, you know what I'm saying? But they out here doing bullshit for nothing over coats and shoes, gold and jewels, or just because niggas think it's cool. If that's enough to kill a man, then all along, guess I'm the fool. But in due time, lost souls shall see and understand these words I speak. But to then, I just leave this, know what you sow is what you reap. And see, hey, the gift. But what I'm saying is, man, cats is out here tripping and shooting and killing over anything. But the minute the police or the white man roll up, they get the utmost respect and we bow down and we run, duck and hide. And I don't understand what the fuck is you a thug for? Excuse my French, but I'm very sensitive about the thing. But what is you a thug for if you want to shoot at me over looking at a girl or over a pair of shoes or over, a $20 rock deal, you know what I'm saying? But the white man can come in and disrespect you in any fashion he want in the utmost way and you have no problem with it. You will duck and run tuck your tail and run and hide. You see what I'm saying? But I'm a punk because I keep my power under control and I know I can whoop your ass, but I walk away to avoid the drama of clashing with another king. And that means you look at me different, but the minute it's time to ride or die for this real shit, you run. And this is when I'm on the front line. This is the shit that matters. That other shit don't matter. You see what I'm saying? And this is the issues we're addressing. See, money is the downfall in our community. You see what I'm saying? Money is people's drive and motivation. And it's a new series on YouTube that I just been checking out for the last couple days, and it's kind of interesting. And I like the spiel that the brothers put on it. I like my man's Rafe and Miz is. They remind me of, but the real good brethren, older OG brethren, and I like the plot. I like what they doing because they putting some real shit out there and showing what the hood is like for cats that don't really know. You see what I'm saying? Now they showing a New York perspective. Now me myself, I'm a brethren from the streets, but I've been a little bit of everywhere. That's how the streets carry you. And so I've been a little everywhere and seeing everything. Everywhere got their little different spiel, but at the end of the day, bottom line, everywhere is pretty much the same. If you cross the wrong nigga the wrong way, you gonna get done. You can be in a city where they ain't had a murder in 50 years and it's been nothing but peace. You go in there thinking you big shit because you come from somewhere else and you think you the boss, and you cross the wrong nigga on the wrong day at the wrong time, you will be the first damn murder they read about in their paper. Trust me, bro. And real OG shit, real niggas understand. You don't underestimate no enemy. You don't underestimate nobody, because you never know who gonna be willing to do what. And I'm that old nigga from back in the day that used to be scary. So trust me when I tell you, bro, the scariest nigga, man, when you make him come out his shell, you got your hands full. I'm telling you. And so I'm saying that because watching this series, I appreciated what the brother's doing. But as they pointing out what goes on in every hood, everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And that's the part that I'm addressing. I'm challenging my brethren out here, because that's the issue that I'm addressing. And the issue that I'm addressing is these niggas is out here, especially the show point, the whole picture. Niggas is out here shooting, killing, stealing, robbing, selling dope. They doing everything under the sun, lying, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we do in the street. I've done it, been there, seen it, not far from it. Nah, hey, we got to do what we got to do to eat. My point is this: money should not be our motivation in our drive. The situation that we find ourselves in is a result of RWS. It's a result of this power system called racism, white supremacy. And as a result of this power system, this is why we find ourselves in the predicaments and the situations in life that we find ourselves in. Things have been designed for us to be where we are. And so to change our situation, we need to take that same heart that we out here fake thugging with, and we need to take that shit and we need to turn it and address that same energy and vigor towards the right direction and begin to focus on the right enemy in the right situation instead of gunning each other down. And not so what you got is you got a nigga dead and you got another nigga in the system. So you got one down and you got one in the penal system. So you in the system and you serving them. So they win both sides, bruh. You see what I'm saying? But if we stop beefing and we talk and come together, guess what? Now you got two instead of one in the penal and one dead. Now you got two more to add to an army of many. And now we got a force together. And now we using our heads, and we ain't talking about buck, shoot 'em. But we talking about trying to do something for real. We not worried about dollars as money, because now we working and operating together as a community where everybody putting everything together, so ain't nobody broke. We all getting it together. And we also understand the issues within the system and within our community. We shutting down they stores, we building our own. We shutting down they business, we building our own. We ain't asking for them to give us nothing no more. We taking it back. It's obvious they not gonna share with us through any civil means, so we taking our shit back. But see, we got too many people out here fake thugging. We got brothers, like I say, shooting and killing each other and running and bowing down when the jakes come around. You see what I'm saying? And we gotta wake up. We claiming to be conscious, huh? What? I'm challenging you. It's me. But see, this is what happened again as the result of the RWS. You see what I'm saying? We accepted what they put on us as an image. And so as a community, we done accepted the fact that they done made and put the subliminal message out there that we as black men ain't shit. And so we argue about it and talk about it and whisper about it, but we not really doing nothing about it, but we continuing to kill each other while they kill us as well. So we continuing to help them to defeat the purpose against ourselves at the same time. Make that make sense? It don't, I know. But I'm challenging us as a people. We claiming to be conscious. Then we need to real deal wake up for real and address the issues that's going on in our community, man. Again, it's your boy Jay Free. I see. I'm not blind. Shouting at you. You know I love my peoples. One love. Peace, baby. RBG. One.